Have you ever found yourself in this situation? You work hard all month, you cut down on expenses, you don't even buy anything unnecessary. But by the end of the month, your wallet is empty and your bank account is barely above zero. Most people think the reason is simple. I just don't earn enough. But the truth is, for many of us, it's not about how much money we make. It's about how much money we silently lose every single day without even noticing. These tiny, harmless-looking expenses, a drink at a restaurant, a swipe of your credit card, a subscription you forgot to cancel, may seem like nothing in the moment. But when added up over weeks, months, and years, they quietly eat away at your financial future. And here's the surprising part: the wealthy understand this game better than anyone. Icons like Warren Buffett didn't become rich by simply earning more. They became rich by avoiding the financial traps that most people fall into every single day. So ask yourself, are you losing money without even realizing it? In this video, we're going to uncover 16 common things that seem normal but are actually draining your money like a silent leak. If you're serious about building wealth and gaining financial control, watch closely and stay until the end, because number 16 might just be the reason why millions of people never get ahead financially. Let's start with the small leaks, the ones that don't feel like a big deal in the moment, but quietly drain your wealth over time. These first 5 are so common that almost everyone has been guilty of them at some point. When we travel, it's tempting to bring home a piece of that trip with us. A beautiful vase from Italy, a large wooden sculpture from Bali, or an expensive piece of art from Paris. At that moment, it feels meaningful. You imagine how perfect it will look in your living room. But here's what usually happens. You get home, unpack, and for a few days it feels special. Then life goes back to normal. That souvenir just sits there, gathering dust. Months later, it's no longer a memory. It's just clutter. Expensive souvenirs are one of the sneakiest ways travelers waste money. Instead of pouring hundreds of dollars into something that has no purpose, choose small, inexpensive reminders. A photo, a keychain, a magnet. Something that costs little but still carries meaning. The real value of a trip is in the experience, not in the stuff you bring back. In 2025, charging guests for Wi-Fi is almost ridiculous. But you'd be surprised how many hotels still do it. $10, $15, even $20 a night for a basic internet connection. Stay a week, and you've wasted over $100 for something that should be standard. Here's a secret most travelers don't know. Major hotel chains like Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, almost all of them, give free Wi-Fi to their loyalty members. And signing up for these loyalty programs is 100% free. It takes less than 2 minutes to register online, and suddenly you save yourself from paying these unnecessary fees. Another option. If you have a decent mobile plan, just use your phone's hotspot or an eSIM for data. Paying for hotel Wi-Fi in 2025 is like paying extra for hot water. It's outdated. Avoid this trap completely. Here's something the optical industry doesn't want you to know. Most of those expensive designer glasses, the ones that cost $300, $500, or even $800, are produced by the same company. Yes, the same factory. The difference? The logo on the side. When you buy branded frames, you're not buying better lenses or materials. You're paying for marketing. The truth is, you can get excellent quality frames and lenses at independent stores or online for a fraction of the price. There are entire companies built around this idea: high quality, no logo tax. And guess what? Your vision will be exactly the same. The next time you need new glasses, don't get sucked into the prestige of a brand name. Clear vision is about the lens, not the logo. This one is tough because it taps into something emotional. The dream. Who doesn't fantasize about winning the jackpot? A huge house, a fancy car, never working again. But here's the cold truth. The odds of winning the Powerball in the United States are 1 in 292 million. You are more likely to be struck by lightning 20 times than to win. And yet millions of people spend money on tickets every single week. It's only a few dollars, they say. But a few dollars, week after week, year after year, becomes thousands of dollars. And what do you get in return? Nothing. Even worse, the habit of gambling tricks your mind into thinking that luck, not discipline, is the way to wealth. Instead of throwing those few dollars away, imagine putting them into a simple investment account. Let's say $5 a week for 20 years, earning a modest return. That's over $8,000 by the end, without even trying. So ask yourself, are you buying a dream or are you buying financial freedom? One of them has a 100% success rate. The other, not so much. Gift giving is a beautiful thing when it comes from the heart. But let's be honest. How many times have you spent time and money picking out a perfect gift, only to see it go unused, unappreciated, or, worst of all, returned? The truth is, some people simply don't value material gifts. And no matter how much you spend, it won't create the impact you were hoping for. In these cases, what they really value is something else. Quality time, meaningful experiences, or just a genuine moment of connection. You don't have to break the bank to show that you care. Sometimes the best gift you can give someone is cooking them dinner, writing a heartfelt letter, or spending an afternoon together doing something they enjoy. When you stop trying to impress people with the price tag and focus on the meaning behind your actions, you save money, and your gifts become much more memorable. These first 5 habits might seem harmless because they usually involve small amounts of money. But here's the truth. Small leaks sink big ships. And if you can't control the small leaks, the big ones will destroy your financial future even faster. Now, let's move on to the next group of money traps, the ones that look ordinary but slowly drain hundreds or even thousands of dollars from you every single year. If the first 5 habits were like tiny leaks in your financial boat, these next 6 are more like a slow but steady stream of water pouring in. They're not as obvious as buying a luxury car or paying outrageous bank fees, but they can cost you hundreds, sometimes thousands, every single year. Let's break them down. Have you ever gone shopping just because there was a sale? You see a shirt, a pair of shoes, or a handbag and think, it's 50% off. That's such a good deal. You buy it, you take it home, and then what happens? It sits in your closet. The tag stays on. Months pass. You never wear it. This is one of the biggest silent money wasters. Here's a rule to live by. If you don't love it, don't buy it. When you try it on, if you're not thinking, I can't wait to wear this, it's not worth your money. Focusing on quality over quantity will save you money in the long run. A small, well-curated wardrobe of pieces you love beats a closet full of items that just collect dust. This one might surprise you because it feels so harmless. You go out to eat and think, I'll just get a soda, a juice, maybe a cocktail. But here's the reality. That soda costs the restaurant maybe 20 cents. They sell it to you for $3, $5, or even $8. Alcoholic drinks? Even worse. The markup can be 400% to 1,000%, and that adds up. Think about it. If you eat out once a week and you skip the $5 drink, you're saving over $250 a year. The simplest solution, drink water when you eat out. It's healthier and it costs nothing. If you want a fancy drink, make it at home. One cocktail at home costs less than $2. At a restaurant, it could be $15. This one little change can make a big difference over time. Buying in bulk can be a great way to save if you actually use everything before it expires. But how many times have you bought a giant bag of snacks, a pack of 20 yogurts, or a huge family-sized box of cereal, only to end up throwing some of it away? That's not saving money. That's literally throwing money in the trash. The solution? Buy smart. If you live alone or in a small household, you don't need a 10-pound bag of rice or 5 liters of juice. Plan your shopping around what you'll realistically consume. Otherwise, what looks like a deal will cost you more in the long run. Health is priceless, but that doesn't mean you should overpay for it. Did you know that generic medications contain the exact same active ingredients as brand-name drugs? They go through the same safety tests, the same quality control, and work in exactly the same way. The only difference? Marketing. You could be paying double, sometimes triple, just for a logo on a box. Next time you're at the pharmacy, ask your doctor or pharmacist, is there a generic version of this medication? Most of the time there is, and by making that switch, you can save hundreds of dollars a year without compromising your health. Retail stores are designed to make you buy things you didn't plan to. The music, the lighting, the product placement, everything is set up to make you say, "Oh, that looks nice, I'll just grab it." You walk in for one thing and leave with 10. Those little extras, a candle, a notebook, a snack, a cute mug, they seem small, but over a month, they add up to a big dent in your wallet. Here's a simple way to fight back. Always make a shopping list. Never shop when you're hungry, tired, or bored. And stick to your list. When you shop with intention, you control your money instead of letting the store control you. This is one of the sneakiest ways people lose money today. Streaming services, apps, online courses, magazines. We sign up and then we forget. Months go by and the company happily charges your card every single month. A recent study found that 2/3 of consumers forget at least one subscription they are paying for. On average, that's around $240 a year. For nothing. Here's a challenge. Go through your bank statement and list every subscription you have. Cancel the ones you haven't used in the last 60 days. That 10 minutes of effort can instantly give you hundreds of dollars back in your pocket. These 6 habits might feel normal because almost everyone around you does them, but that's exactly why they're so dangerous. They're easy to ignore. Whether it's a closet full of clothes you don't wear, a streaming service you forgot about, or drinks that cost 10 times more than they should, the end result is the same. Money that could have been building your wealth is gone. And now that we've covered the medium leaks, it's time to move on to the big ones, the ones that can wipe out thousands of dollars a year if you're not careful. We've covered the small leaks and the medium leaks. Now it's time to talk about the big ones. These 5 habits can cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year if you're not careful. They may not happen as often as buying a drink at a restaurant or forgetting a subscription, but when they do, the financial damage is huge. Traveling is one of the best things you can do with your money, but if you choose the wrong timing, it's also one of the easiest ways to overspend. When you book flights or hotels during peak season, think Christmas, New Year's, summer holidays, prices skyrocket. That $150 per night hotel suddenly becomes $300. Flights that normally cost $200 can jump to $500 or more. And here's the thing, the experience isn't even better. During peak season, everything is crowded, noisy, and stressful. The simple solution, plan early and be flexible. If you can travel a week earlier or later, or choose the shoulder season instead of the peak, you can cut your travel costs in half. And with that extra money, you could take another trip later in the year. This one catches so many travelers by surprise. You go abroad, turn on your phone, and use it like normal. Then you come home and see a phone bill that could pay for another vacation. International roaming is incredibly expensive if you don't prepare ahead. Every call, every megabyte of data, every text message, all at outrageous rates. Here's how to avoid it. Buy a local SIM card as soon as you arrive. Or even better, set up an eSIM before your trip. You can do it online in minutes. Many carriers also offer international packages that you can activate in advance for a fraction of the price. A little planning can save you hundreds of dollars. Don't give your mobile carrier a donation every time you leave the country. For a lot of people, cars are emotional purchases. That shiny SUV looks powerful. The big truck feels safe. But here's the reality. If you live in a city, drive short distances, and rarely carry heavy loads, or a large family, a large car is a money pit. Big cars come with big costs, more fuel consumption, higher insurance premiums, expensive maintenance and parts, difficulty parking in tight spaces, which sometimes means paying for premium parking. All of this adds up to thousands of dollars a year that could have been saved with a smaller, more efficient car. And the truth is, for 90% of daily driving needs, you don't need that extra size. Before you buy a car, ask yourself, am I buying this for my lifestyle or for my ego? The answer could save you a fortune. This is one of the silent killers of wealth. Most people don't realize it because the fees sound small, 1% here, 2% there, but over 20 or 30 years, those tiny fees can eat up tens of thousands of dollars. Actively managed mutual funds often charge high fees with the promise of higher returns, but study after study has shown that, in the long run, most of these funds don't beat the market. Meanwhile, you're paying them a percentage of your profits every single year. What's the alternative? Low-cost index funds. These funds track the market instead of trying to beat it, and their fees are a fraction of the cost, sometimes as low as 0.05%. That means more of your money stays invested and compounds over time. It's a simple shift that can make a massive difference to your retirement savings. And finally, one of the biggest wealth killers of them all. Bank fees and credit card charges are like a slow leak that never stops. Monthly maintenance fees on checking accounts, ATM withdrawal fees, overdraft fees, credit card late payment fees, and worst of all, high interest charges if you carry a balance. In 2019 alone, Americans spent over $4 billion just on late payment fees. That's not even counting the interest. The good news: you can avoid almost all of these fees. Use digital banks or credit unions that offer fee-free accounts. Always pay your credit card balance in full every month to avoid interest. Set up automatic payments to never miss a due date. Credit card debt is like a ball and chain around your financial life. The faster you cut these fees out, the faster you'll start to build wealth. So there you have it, 16 things that silently drain your money. Some of them are small, a forgotten subscription, an impulse buy, but others are huge, like high-fee investments and credit card charges. Here's the good news. Once you see where the leaks are, you can patch them. And every dollar you stop wasting is a dollar that can be put toward building the future you want. The question is, how many of these 16 are you guilty of right now? Comment below, share which one surprised you the most, and let's learn from each other. If you found value in this video, hit that like button to let YouTube know it was helpful. Share it with a friend or family member who needs to hear this, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more videos coming to help you master money, build wealth, and design the life you want. Remember, your financial future starts with the decisions you make today. So, which decision are you making right now?